I saw like a meme thing the other day. Not a meme, you know, just those things that pop up on social media that said, relax your jaw, drink water, de-shrimp your spine. And I was like, we need that, don't we? So I thought, let's do a de-shrimping practice for the days you've just been a little too hunched over. Let's open it all back up. These will be the tools of the trade today. A blanket, yoga blocks, and a ball. If you don't have these exact props, improvise. We've all got pillows and cushions around the house. We're going to start with our ball on our chest. So it's mostly all about opening through the chest space today. So you can just take your ball and begin to roll it around. If you do not have a ball, you can just use your fingers and just massage all this connective tissue over the front of the chest. Roll it round, round, round in any way that feels good in your body. Whoops, I just bumped the mic. And as you move around your chest, notice any areas that might be feeling a bit dense. Good to go like right around the breast tissue. So not on your boobies, but around them. Go pretty low, go right up underneath the collarbone. Explore this whole chest zone. We've all got a bit of tension here, so let's help to break up that connective tissue. If you find a particular spot that feels good, you can just stay there and either pin and hold, which just means hold it, or you can kind of rock and nuzzle in. We need to do this more often, don't we? De-shrimping. Okie dokie, pop your ball off to the side. Pop your props to the side. You might like a blanket underneath your knees. We'll just do a very gentle fascia floss to help to open through that front line of fascia, a little warm up. Elbows beneath the shoulders, scoot your knees as wide as your mat. Get a sense of pulling your elbows towards your knees. We get that engagement. A little drawing in through the low ribs, a little drawing in through the belly button as we slowly, slowly slip the hips back, back, back. Relax to come forwards. Plug the elbows back as the hips slip back in space. Relax to come forwards. Keep going. And we can play with kind of different angles of the spine. So for this next one, see how it feels to actually drop your belly and lift your nose, coming into that cow shape. Relax to come forwards and then switch it up so you're in more of a cat pose, looking underneath you. And just playing with slightly different angles, maybe looking one way and then the other. The intention here, we are fascia flossing, so we are engaging muscles while we lengthen them. To help to get an internal exfoliation and to help that connective tissue over the front line of the body to open, we are specifically working our triple warmer meridian, or sun jiao. I go a bit deeper into that in some other practices in the Big Feelings series. Okay, come up onto your hands, and we're just going to make our way into a supported fish pose. So we're going to give ourselves, actually no, before we do that, come to hands and knees. Fingers point towards each other. Squeeze your hands together as the chest lowers down. Relax to lift. Squeeze, 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 let the chest lower down. Relax to lift one more time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Beautiful. Now we're nice and open through that chest already. We'll get deeper into it with some yin type movement. So you can use blocks or you can use a rolled up blanket. So rolled up blanket underneath your heart or a block underneath your heart. I like block on medium setting. If you have a bolster, you can use that as well. And then another block or something for your head. Could be blanket for the head. Your block can be on medium, high, or low setting, just depending on how de-shrimped you need to be. No, don't do that. We want to find a gentle stretch. So depending on your thoracic mobility, you'll support your head in a way that feels supportive. We'll open the arms out beside you. If that's not comfortable, arms can be a little bit more beside you, but try palms facing up. Take your time to find something that feels helpful. We're feeling a gentle stretch, about 60% of our stretching capacity. And then with your legs, you can do anything that feels good. So it can be knees together, feet wide. It can be feet together, knees wide. It can be legs long. And we're going to be here for about a minute. So we're going to just settle into the shape. With this more yin style of fascia release, we need to be able to relax so that the fascia can start to unbind. To help you relax, turn your attention to your breath and lengthen your exhale for a little longer than your inhale. That could involve breathing in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 6. Or something like that. Just finding a rhythm that feels good in your body. Breathing in and out through the nose, with your tongue lightly resting to the roof of the mouth. Tip of the tongue just behind your top 2 teeth. As we sink into the shape a little deeper, you might have noticed already that that connective tissue over the front of the chest has softened, and you can drop your head onto a lower setting. So if you had your block on a medium setting, maybe flip it onto the low setting. Notice how that feels. If it feels like your body is tensing up, that means you've gone a little bit too far. The body needs to feel relaxed for the fascia to release. So if you are tensing, lift up a bit higher, support yourself a little more. Just a few more breaths here. Wonderful. Please support your head with one hand. Use your other hand to press into the mat, lifting yourself all the way up to a seated position. And let's just find a cross-legged shape for a minute. You might be sitting up on a prop, so your hips are elevated. And let's just go for a little Sufi grind. Hands on the knees. And start to spin your spine around. And then the other way. I'm using my hands on my knees to kind of push and pull as I spiral the spine. A little massage into the hips and a freeing up of the spine. Wonderful. We'll finish with a myofascial release for the chest. You are totally welcome to just go back to massaging your chest, especially if you don't have a ball handy, or if that just felt like it's deep enough. This is a little bit tricky to set up, so follow me closely. I've got a blanket that's folded up, and I have a nice clean fold of that blanket kind of in the middle of my mat, a little over to the right. I'm going to place my ball on the very, very corner of the block that's closest to me. Now that ball is going to go just underneath my collarbone. I'll take this off. Just underneath my collarbone on the right, really close to the shoulder. So chest, pec minor, that's where the ball's going to go. So I'm going to flip over and come to lie down with my ball on my right pec and my right arm reaching out to the right. So you need to kind of shuffle yourself there. I'm going to turn my gaze to the left and rest my head all the way on the floor. Now just see how that feels. It might feel too much, and if it does feel like too much, you can put your blanket on a more flat setting, like unfold the blanket. You might even want to get rid of the blanket altogether and just rest your ball directly on the floor. So I'm just underneath my collarbone, really close to my right shoulder. Not on the shoulder, but in that divot between the chest and the shoulder. This is pec minor. And a culprit of that shrimped spine is a tightening of the pec muscle. So we're mostly releasing through there. Let your head relax down, let your eyes close. We'll be here for a few breaths. And same principles as our last shape. If you feel like you're tensing, if it feels painful in any way, please stop, come out. We want it to feel like a nice, dull, achy release, like the kind of release you feel in a deep tissue massage. If you'd like to try a slightly different spot, we can shuffle the whole situation down a little further. So we're working around that breast tissue. A little lower around the breast tissue, not on the breast, but just kind of on that outer edge. That can be a good spot. So I always feel so awkward teaching with my face down on the floor. See how that feels. There's not really a right or a wrong. We're working with a pretty general area here. So I want you to find a spot that feels helpful, something that feels useful, and then let yourself relax. Let's take a few more breaths. Wonderful work, my friends. Please lift up, and we're just going to change to the other side. So again, we want that nice clean fold of the blanket closest to you. That's going to go underneath the left collarbone on the left chest. Left arm is extended out to the left. And yeah, keep wiggling around until you find something that feels useful and helpful. Most of us are going to have a good amount of tension here, just to the shrimped nature of our spines on a daily basis. This is the area that suffers. This also happens to be a lung acupressure point. So we are opening up through the lungs. Space for new breath. Give it a few breaths here. You could stay as you are, or maybe go a little bit lower around that breast tissue. Taking one last round of breath. And a deep sigh out. Let's slowly, gently lift ourselves up. Push back into a child's pose, resting your forehead on the earth. Or maybe resting your forehead on a block or blanket. It can feel nice just to turn your head side to side with your forehead on the floor, going for a little neck release. Lift all the way up to sit on your heels. Take a nice deep breath in, open the arms out wide. Exhale, give yourself a big cuddle, wrapping right arm underneath the left. Squeeze the elbows together. A little drawing of chin to chest, curling that spine in. And then lifting back up. Let's change sides, open arms out wide. Left arm underneath the right. Give yourself a big cuddle. Squeeze elbows together. And then a little curling in, chin to chest. Lifting back up. Unravel those arms. Let the shoulders roll back and down a few times. De-shrimped spine. I hope that felt really good for you. Please always feel free to message me. Let me know how these land in your body. I hope you have a very wonderful day. Thank you.